Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for Grow My Bag TV, and there is so much going on, it's not even funny. Let's start with the idea that today is the last day of the month, okay? So for every last day of the month, you have options expirations, and we're talking about billions of dollars in this space. So anything can happen today. Usually it's, you sell on Fridays, and you move on. But because the options expiration, there's probably a lot of money that can come into the market and that can sway the market in either direction. And of course, you have the markets right now, as far as crypto is concerned, kind of going a little bit up. So aren't we happy? We're currently above $27,000 for Bitcoin and at 1674 for Ethereum. Things are looking way up. But let's get into some of the news that's been, really making headlines. So Coinbase is making just crazy moves on the international stage. Crazy moves. The latest move has been a regulatory body in Bermuda, the Bermuda Monetary Authority, has given them permission to actually launch a perpetual futures trading platform for non US retail investors. The reason why that's big is because currently that space is dominated 75% by institutional investors. So Coinbase is going out of its way to open it up. And that ought to be interesting for a lot of people for a lot of reasons. So let's see how that plays out. But something that it says to me is that this is another, piece of proof that the United States is losing what once could have been said was a lead in the cryptoverse. Just saying. Now, something else that hit the wire that has me kind of scratching my head is I told you Ripple was planning on buying Fortress Trust. That's been scrapped in a major fashion. Brad Garlinghouse got out there and said, yeah, no, we're not doing it. Hope we get to work with them in the future, though. I am shocked and dismayed because the purchase was only going to be about 15 mil. The conversation had started previous to Fortress's problems with Retool, right? And something, I don't know what, but something must have happened. And I'm not sure, but I'm dying to know because $15 million for Ripple, it's not even a drop in the bucket. It's not. They had enough money to do that deal in a heartbeat. It's going to be interesting to find out. And again, like I said, talks for Ripple to purchase Fortress started previous to Fortress's problems. Knowing that, there you go. So I'm just wondering, was it a technical issue? Was it a personal issue? Whatever. But I found out, reading some articles, the CEO of Fortress was the CEO of Prime Trust. Now, Prime Trust problems came long after he left Prime Trust. So, guy must be good at what he does or something. But this time, I guess it's caught up to him. It's not looking good over there. So I'm just wondering what the story is. I'm dying to know. There is a bill being brought forth by the Democrats that would ask exchanges to notify them of or create some kind of a repository for OTC transactions. I don't understand. You Now it's easier for exchanges to handle OTC transactions because they know who's buying, they know who's selling. Put the two and two together, it's all good. However, it is not that difficult to actually not use an exchange. It's really not that hard, right? Literally I can walk over to somebody and be like, "Oh, I like that car. Here's my drive." Right? Here's my hardware key. Here are the keys. You know, I don't really require an exchange. So to me, not only does the bill fall short, and the bill was meant to actually kind of, stop the next FTX. You want to know what would stop the next FTX? And I've said it before. If people would have done what they should have done, which is proper and thorough due diligence, and then perform the yearly audits or whatever time-based audits they're supposed to perform. They primarily got away with everything because everybody chose not to look. First hint, no CFO. What? Bruh. Right there, you should have been. Greed is what got in the way. Greed. Greed is what kept everything hidden in a black box. This bill, I don't think, would do anything. It's again a retrospective on what happened. They would have a record of this is what happened. But they're also thinking that all transactions happen in the United States. Are you serious with that? Like, seriously? So I'm going to put that out there. I don't understand the bill. I get it. You want to try to do something. I totally get it. But that's not the way to go about it. It sounds like somebody wrote a bill to get their name out there. They did not do the research necessary to actually understand how it all works. I don't even understand how everything works. I don't expect them to. But I do expect them to consult people that do know how everything works, put it all together, and then come up with something. And I've yet to see that pragmatic kind of approach. So, off to the research, because you got to research all the time. Now, Crypto.com is embracing PayPal stablecoin in a major fashion. XRP, Solana, and Doge are now trading pairs on the Crypto.com platform. No, they don't pay me. No, they're not advertisers or anything else like that. And even if they were advertisers on my website, I don't care. I'm going to tell you what my opinion is, because that's all this ever is my opinion, my take, my kids' take too, on how we're looking at things. Straight up. Next up, the Bank of England establishes a permanent lending facility for, entities such as insurers, brokers, that kind of thing. And that's basically looking to create a safety net, a financial safety net, right? Or strengthen the existing safety net is a better way to put it. That's actually a very big deal, and we should be paying attention to something like that. Again, it's not that what they're doing is going to be perfect, right? I'm not expecting perfection. But what it does say is they're taking a little bit more of a pragmatic approach to solving a problem that they know exists. Commendable, because they at least thought about it, right? So I keep looking at things like that and how things can play out. And then, mind you, there's always going to be somebody that's going to find a loophole. Just saying. Now, something that I found interesting, I told you yesterday that the SEC had delayed decisions for several Bitcoin spot ETFs, that had filed application. And it was way previous to when the decisions were due. We're talking like mid this month, next month. It's way early. And it could be because, Gary's just being Gary, or I should say, they know the government's going to shut down today, and they don't think that they would have had enough time to make the right decision. So in preparation, these are some of the things that they did, including, pushing companies to get their IPOs done, pushing companies to, pushing out decisions on Ethereum futures ETFs. They don't care about futures ETFs. They care about putting a monkey wrench into Bitcoin spot ETFs. Hence, sure, you want a Ethereum futures ETF? Sure, have at it. VanEck, Valkyrie, a couple of others, Global X. Have at it. Bitcoin spot ETF? No, we're gonna hamper that for something that's not a security. But I digress. Something that's crazy cool though is that Bloomberg has this table. They published a table that tells you a list of all of the ETFs that have been filed, Ethereum ETFs as well as Bitcoin. What I like about it is they broke down each decision date, and it brings you to the final decision date. And the final decision date starts January 10th, skips February, hits March, April, May, and goes to the end of May. And we have about 12 to 14 Bitcoin spot ETFs filed. Huge. Anyway, You know what we should do? We should get to the numbers. Now, mind you, we really should pay attention to, those kinds of publications, because that was a really good thing that Bloomberg did, because it kind of puts everything in perspective. I told you before, it's 240-day max that the SEC has to make decisions, and we need to pay attention to that in a major fashion. So looking at the big board right here, you've got some high flyers: Lido, ICP, Arbitrum, Aave. That's because Aave, the bill for Aave was paid off. I think it was like $47 million, something like that, in debt. But that's neither here nor there. Solana's up above $20. That's huge. Told you, Solana goes below $20. To me, that's buying season. Goes above, you're making money. So if I purchased at 18 and it's at 20, right? I'm making greater than 10% on my money. So depending on if I'm using Solana to trade, if I'm using it to trade, I'm going to shave off profits. I will shave profits. Let the rest of it, rock on, but I'm probably going to shave some profit, right? Put that in my rainy day fund, put that in my dry powder fund, because it'll go down again. Everything is going to go down again, and you just know it will. XRP is up. Matic is up to 52 cents. That's pretty good. But we're really looking for greater growth, straight up. That's really what we're looking for. Stellar up above 11 cents. I like that. Looking at it from a numbers perspective, this is what the world is looking at right now. We have our ups, we have our downs, but I'm kind of like, yeah, let's keep paying attention. Again, Solana back above 100% return year to date. 2023 was not a great year. And we're about to be in October, 3 quarters done, and Solana's at 102%. XRP is at 50. 62% for Bitcoin, 39, almost 40%. That's way off for Ethereum, right? 144% for Bitcoin Cash. Again, I see a lot of people throwing shade at Bitcoin Cash, but I sit here and I just say, but it's in the top 20. It's in the top 20. $4.6 billion market cap. It's in the top 20, period. What else do you need to say about it? It's obviously a player. So I don't listen to naysayers and they go, oh, I don't care about Bitcoin Cash. I don't know. Do you not care about that 144% jump? I do. I'm paying attention to it. Chainlink up 37.92%. That's nice. Stellar up 57%. That's better than Ethereum. Better than Ethereum, and not that far away from Bitcoin's rise. Again, people are saying, oh, I don't care about Stellar. Blah, blah. Again, if you do your own research, you will pick up on things like this. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, drop me a note. Let me know. I love hearing good news. And if you don't, you want to know what I also love? I love hearing suggestions on how I can get better. Hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.